0864. Station's your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
Oregon is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
Welcome to Duck Insider.
Man, it feels great to be a Duck.
Give it to me, baby. My house. I'm taking it there.
Third competitors, they'll want to put the O on.
Three, got it!
We're going to compete to a standard every day.
The Oregon standard.
Rebound, up and in! 1 point more to go!
The opportunity to play, put Oregon on your chest, should mean a great deal to you.
Unloads on one into left field, back toward the wall. Gone!
This program is staged to compete and to win championships.
Oregon wins!
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, let's talk Oregon athletics.
Welcome inside. It's a Friday on Duck Insider. We've got Oregon baseball against Washington coming up. It's a critical Pac-12 series. The Ducks currently sitting one spot separated with the Huskies. Stanford's in first place. Oregon State, Arizona State tied for second technically. There's a discrepancy in total number of games. We'll break all that down. Oregon's 14-10. Washington is 13-10 in conference play. So it's not just Oregon-Washington. It's for Pac-12 superiority, Oregon-Washington. It's also the Ducks' birthday. He is 76 years old this year. The Duck is 76 years old. A hard-hitting investigative report on Tuesday and Wednesday's Duck Insider confirmed that the Duck is 76 years old. I don't know if Jordan Brenner knew that. It was a ballpark. Oh, okay. Jordan Brenner, by the way, is with us today. He will be on his final broadcast this evening on the Oregon Sports Network. More on that to come. So if you're joining us for Duck Insider today, I know that I'm going to see a ratings spike because it will be 1, Jordan's last day, and 2, the roast of Jordan Brenner. We've gotten submissions from all across the Oregon Sports Network. We're ready. I don't think he is. He has no idea what he agreed to. And that is what is coming on the show today and on the broadcast tonight. So, in all seriousness, though, Jordan, best of luck. We're going to talk with him coming up on today's show as well. Let's see. Gavin Grant, Tanner Smith talking about Oregon baseball this weekend. And then we do have some more unfortunate news for Oregon softball. They're not playing today in the Pac-12 tournament following that loss last night. But we begin today with Chelsea Hoffman. The University of Oregon Athletic Department announced yesterday that Chelsea Hoffman has resigned as the head coach of the Ducks lacrosse program. Associate head coach Caitlin Prince has been named the interim head coach. Rob Mullins said, quote, "We want to thank Chelsea for all her efforts in the 5 years she led our program. We wish her and her family all the best in their next chapter," end quote from Oregon Athletic Director Rob Mullins. Coach Hoffman led the Ducks for 5 seasons from 2019 to 23, and a national search for a new leader for the Oregon lacrosse program is underway. Coach Hoffman said, quote, "I want to thank the University of Oregon, Rob Mullins, and Lisa Peterson for giving me the opportunity to be the head coach at Oregon. The foundation has been built the right way, and I wish the student-athletes the best in their future as athletes and people." Best of luck from me at this desk to Coach Hoffman. Her office is right down the hall from ours. The entire lacrosse program right there with Oregon softball and Oregon soccer, that's our wing here off the Country Financial Studio in the Casanova Center. Coach Hoffman is an awesome, awesome individual, and I wish her nothing but the best. She was always I got to tell you, spectacular interview. A lot of fun always talking with Coach Hoffman, and I wish her and her family nothing but the best. Now for Oregon softball, Ducks, Stanford, a battle between two teams that both finished 14-10 in the regular season. But Stanford won the regular season series against the Ducks as part of that gauntlet of a schedule that Oregon softball had. So they were the 4 seed, and, you know, I thought about it heading into it. Like, does it really matter if you're the 4 or the 5 seed in a tournament like this? And I thought, it really doesn't. Well, I'm going to admit that I was dead wrong, because being the home team I thought mattered in this game. And Stanford, because of that tiebreaker, was the home team in this game last night. Number 17, Oregon dropped a true heartbreaking seesaw battle to the Cardinal 4-3 last night in the quarterfinals of the very first Pac-12 tournament. Alyssa Daniel got the Ducks on the board with a 2-run home run in the second inning. Tara McGowan walked and was sacrificed to second by Ariel Carlson. Daniel then crushed the first pitch she saw over the wall in center field. 8th home run of the season got the Ducks up 2-0. Stanford, though, evened things up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Emily Young homered down the left field line to cut Oregon's lead to 2-1. And then there was an infield single. Stanford tied the game on a double from Emily Schultz. Oregon regained the lead in the top of the 7th. I give a lot of credit to Oregon for, once you get down or in a tie game after you were leading 2-0, I think a lot of teams would just fold in that moment. The Ducks didn't. They got back up 3-2. It was an impressive way to do it, too. Ariel Carlson singled and stole second, and she came around to score on Taya Bird's single through the left side. So the Ducks' 3-2 lead, though, was unfortunately short-lived, because Kylie Chung led off the bottom of the 7th with a pinch-hit home run to tie the game at 3. Then an infield single, and then a winning run scored on an errant throw to third during the next at-bat. Everybody was heartbroken in that moment. Like, let's call a spade a spade. So here's how that goes down. An infield single, and then a aggressive move from Stanford, I thought, to try to move from first to third on that infield single. Allie Bunker was the one, an all Pac-12, all defensive team member, was the one who had the ball at first, threw it to third, trying to get the out after the sacrifice bunt, or infield play, if you will, was recorded at first base. So a runner's at first, right? Let's back up. Runner at first, ball down right in front of home plate, throw to first, get the out. Runner's trying to go from first to third on that play. Throw goes a little short of third base. Out of play, run comes in to score, 4-3 final. It's never fun. You don't even want to win on a walk-off error, right? You don't. But that's unfortunately what happened for the Ducks. And, I got to say, Morgan Scott, I thought, was excellent. Dominant early, allowed just 3 runs through 5 innings, and 2 solo home runs. That was really the difference in this game. But a 4-3 final. And I felt like that last play, it was so gut-wrenching, because Oregon's defense has been so good over the course of this season. And in fact, earlier in the game, the Ducks got out of a jam with great defense, rolled up a great double play, felt like it helped Oregon's momentum in the late innings. I think Morgan Scott was looking around like, I got the best defense in the conference behind me. That's at least how it felt to me. So I felt like, because it was a defensive miscue that led to Stanford winning the game, it hurt just extra in that moment. Oregon, again, had 3 players on the all-defensive team honored by the Pac-12 this year, and that was the most of anybody in the league. So now, if you're the Ducks, you've played some close games. As Coach Lombardi has often discussed this year, you believe in the process. Ducks are still a darn good team. I will say, though, that as the selection show looms on Sunday, the NCAA Tournament Selection Show is scheduled for 4 p.m. on ESPN2 on Sunday. My goal is that Oregon baseball plays another nicely wrapped-up 3-minute baseball game, or 3-minute, that would be a record, 3-hour baseball game, and then get over to softball to watch the selection show. All that in mind, I don't think that Oregon is going to host now. I think that the Senior Day ceremony at the Jane will, in fact, be the last time those seniors play at Jane Sanders Stadium. The resume right now, I think, on a 4-game losing streak, it just doesn't line up to potentially host. I feel like Oregon's going to be like the 18 overall seed somewhere in there. Now, am I the expert? Am I on the softball selection committee? No. But just reading the tea leaves, that's at least what it looks like to me. So Oregon will probably, I think, be a 2 seed, in a regional and will probably have to travel, but we'll all find out on Sunday. But you hope that this team bounces back in a big way, because the Ducks were in command against a really good Stanford team, a Stanford team that has a top 5 RPI by all the metrics right now. RPI measuring the strength of your record based on the strength of your schedule, all the wins that you've had. Stanford's one of the best in the country, even though they finished 4th in the Pac-12. The Cardinal, that would have been a huge resume win for the Ducks, but likewise, I don't know that it really hurts your resume too much. And I also think that there's something to take away if you're Oregon, and this program's beyond moral victories. I can't imagine that Coach Lombardi's talking about this, but the truth is, Oregon was dominant through 6 innings of that game. Sometimes it doesn't go your way, and credit to Stanford. Pinch hit home run's a big deal. That's what the Cardinal were able to get. And if this was Cardinal Insider, we'd be sitting here talking all about how difficult it is to pinch hit, how difficult it is to hit a home run in that situation, and how difficult it is to break down Morgan Scott. That's what Stanford's talking about today. Gives you some context, some perspective, I think, on where the Ducks are at. But the regular season now complete. 1 game in the postseason complete. Selection show coming up on Sunday, 4 o'clock on ESPN2. The weekend getting started also if you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour for Oregon Track and Field. The Ducks with some multi-events going on. It's Pac-12 weekend for Oregon Track and Field. The Ducks competing in the Pac-12 championships. Let's see where both Oregon men's and women's track and field end up. Now for Oregon baseball. Breaking this down. Oregon baseball, I think, still has a chance to host a regional. They also still have a chance to win the Pac-12, but Stanford's got a 4-game lead on the Ducks. So it's not likely unless Stanford just completely faceplants here down the stretch. Cardinal are in first place, then it's Oregon State and Arizona State, both 3.5 games back of Stanford, Oregon 4 games back of the Cardinal. But I will say that with Oregon's RPI at 27, the Ducks have the second best RPI of any West Coast team. Stanford has the best at number 12. Oregon has a series win over Stanford on the baseball diamond. See what happens. I think that Oregon still has a chance to potentially host a regional because the RPI is an imperfect science on the West Coast because you don't have a wide range of opponents on the West Coast like you do on the East Coast. So the RPI formula doesn't quite work out oftentimes on the West Coast. But Oregon does have the second best West Coast RPI. I think that if Oregon takes care of business against Washington this weekend, takes care of business on the road at Utah, I like Oregon's chances to potentially host a regional, and that's without the results of the inaugural, or the second Pac-12 tournament ever. Inaugural softball tournament this year, first ever Pac-12 baseball tournament coming up. We're going to hear from Tanner Smith. We're going to hear from Gavin Grant. We're also going to hear from Jordan Brenner for the last time. Yeah! See what happens. I don't know what's in store for me. Have you prepared anything for me? No prep at all. Okay. All right. Well, the scouting report on Washington from Jordan Brenner when we come back. It's game day, 7 o'clock for the Ducks on Pac-12 Network. We'll have a 6:45 pregame show. Jordan's going to join us coming up, talk a little baseball on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, OnPoint proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. OnPoint Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Once more unto the breach. He's Jordan Brenner for one last time. We did not coordinate shirts today, but I put on the same shirt. It's like I just knew that it was all for you, buddy. I mean, that's what you need. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
I don't know what happened to his headset. I think that I think that it's probably all part of the plan. Back on your right. Let's see if he can still remember how to do it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh, we are
Unplugged. Wait for it. Wait for it. Remember when I said that it was the roast of Jordan Brenner?
Oh, man.
I am so sorry that I had to do that.
I didn't know
to
you were going to pull the cord on me before I actually had a chance to say goodbye. It's not April 1st, man.
I am so glad that we have you here today. The number one thing that I say before every broadcast is have fun and don't screw it up. I think you only had fun today.
You can't screw this up. You just, there's too much chemistry here. We've been on together too long. You just can't screw it up.
You're right. You're right. That was a nice moment, though.
Yeah.
Didn't check the headset, did you?
Didn't check the headset. You pulled the cord on me before I had a chance to say goodbye.
I thought about now I have to. Don't throw the flag at me. That was genuinely funny. I thought about having to hand you this headset and make you move, and it was going to be this whole operation, but I didn't do that to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Looking out for me, really.
Yeah, well, So it's the last day for Jordan Brenner, which means it's also the roast of Jordan Brenner.
Yep.
Thanks for
being
with us.
Thick skin.
So Jerry's on vacation.
Okay.
And so I talked to Jerry about the fact that you were going to be moving on in your career, and Jerry wanted me to just say the following: best of luck, and it's been nice having you.
Well, that's very nice. I mean, fresh out of college, no idea what I was doing, and you're sitting next to Jerry Allen.
It's intimidating.
Wow. I mean, voice of the Ducks, true legend. Learned a lot from him, from you, from Terry, Jorgie. Really cool opportunity. Dream come true, really, and thankful. I don't know why you chose me, honestly, to do this job, but hey, I enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, based on your performance to start the segment, I think that we're both making the right decision.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I couldn't even help that. I still, I didn't even, the best part, so I didn't tell Scott that I was, I unplugged it yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I unplugged it yesterday, and I didn't tell Scott that I was doing it because I wanted to watch the panic of him at the audio mixer, what's happening right now?
Yeah, I heard him kind of screaming in my ear when I was turning around.
Yeah,
you caught us both off guard. Scott didn't deserve that. I deserved it.
No, he did.
Okay.
No, he did. But hey, we're gonna miss you.
Thank you.
Let's before we talk, we are gonna talk baseball. Jordan is still gonna join us for the final baseball broadcast tonight. It's a huge one, Oregon, Washington. I just ran through why this one matters. It also matters because it's the Huskies. I want you to say on the air what you said heading into the show today.
I wouldn't want my last broadcast to be against anybody else. I mean, can we just beat Washington by 15 tonight?
Yeah.
Just run after run, relentless. They want to go home. Nice weather outside. And Drew Cali, it's his 4th home run and his 5th. Let's just pour it on tonight.
All
man.
right. So you're all in.
Yeah.
You're just so when we did picks this year, Jordan joined the pick segment this year. Did not well. But
true.
One thing that he did do really well is you really endeared yourself to Jorgie and to the fan base by just how much venom you would speak with about the Beavers and the Huskies.
Well, and I hope it came across as genuine, because that wasn't an act.
It doesn't matter if it did or not.
I really, there are few things better in life than beating Washington and beating the Beavers, and just. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I could put that feeling in a bottle so I can open it up whenever. But there's nothing better than that.
If I should have gotten you for a gift. I should have gotten you a bottle that said like Huskies and a bottle that said Beavers, and just tell you like only when you need it.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been a good gift. Still got time.
Do I?
Yeah. I'll send you my address. You could ship it.
That's nice. That's good. Okay, so I have a bunch of things in store for Jordan on the show today. We are going to talk a little baseball, though, with Tanner Smith and Gavin Grant. This is a huge, huge baseball weekend.
And it is. I think it's a little bit like softball right now where, well, you won 13 in a row, and, okay, it's a diamond sport. Things are going to fall apart in a little bit. It can fall apart really quickly. So the Ducks – they lose on Sunday against Arizona State, right? Mm-hmm. They won that series. That was one of the more impressive series on their resume. Okay, lost a midweek game against Oregon State, not the best, but come on, it's a midweek game. You're not losing sleep over that. And then you didn't have your best player against USC, and if you did, well, you probably had a good chance to win 2 out of 3 on the road against USC. So got away from the Ducks really quickly, but they can capture that magic back just as quickly with a positive weekend against Washington.
It's true, especially against a rival, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that does certainly mean something. And, like Mark Wasikowski's always talked about it, that like rivalry games do mean more. I appreciate a head coach that leans into the fact that a rivalry game does mean more. So I know a lot of people have been asking, is Jay Stoffel going to pitch this weekend? I don't know if Jay Stoffel is going to pitch this weekend. I do know that he is not announced in the starting rotation. It's Logan Mercado tonight, moving up a day from his regular Saturday position. The Ducks are also going to go with Jackson Pace on Saturday, and then Matthew Grabman, who's kind of settled into that Sunday rotation spot. So perhaps Jay Stoffel, this could change, but perhaps Jay Stoffel comes out of the bullpen. But I know a lot of people have been wondering, and the true fact is I don't know. I have yet to talk to Mark Wasikowski for the Toyota Coaches Corner today. We'll find out.
Find out. I mean, you score enough runs, you always got a chance to win for the Ducks. And by the way, I will say that on a Friday night, you have Logan Mercado going for you in a rivalry game. Sign me up.
Yeah, Logan's you described it well off the air.
Yeah, it's a guy who breathes fire and is hyper competitive and shows up in the biggest games. I mean, look at the Stanford game on a Saturday. Complete game, 1 run given up. He's licking his chops to get the ball on a Friday night.
It's also the Ducks' birthday.
Yeah. That's a great day. How many birthday parties have you been to for the Duck?
Oh, boy. Well, when the Ducks' birthday party is adjacent to an Oregon baseball game, can I count the baseball game as part of the party? I think those are connected.
I think sure.
So then at least 8. 9? This will be not 9. 9. This is my 9th season. Yeah. So 9.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's a good party. GoDucks.com/DucksBDay. You can RSVP. 6 o'clock, PK Park. Free admission for kids 12 and under. Discounted tickets for parents at the box office. The Ducks' birthday party tonight. Did you listen to my investigative report?
I was impressed.
Thank you.
Of course I listened. I thought, I appreciated how you got multiple sources in on this, right? A good journalist is talking to multiple people. You asked Jorgie. You asked a lot of people, and you got your answer. Well done.
I think I got the answer. Let's poll we have a studio audience today. Let's poll. Did you know the birth year of the Duck? Okay, so all right, so that makes me feel, I got to tell you, that makes me feel a heck of a lot better that I didn't know. Like when Eric Rodell, our deputy athletic director, is about to ask me, hey, how old is the Duck? And I did not know the answer. I was genuinely fearful for my job.
But, hey, you admitted that you were wrong in that instant. You realized that, hey,
I'm
as
coachable.
The director broadcasting for the Ducks, I got to know how old the Duck is. And You relentlessly pursued that information this week.
I did. I did. So in 1947, Leo Harris and Walt Disney make the handshake agreement, and I say that is the birth of this iteration of the Duck, because he's really akin now to that original likeness of Donald. So I say 1947 was the birth year. The only way that we know that said handshake agreement existed is that there's a picture of Walt Disney in an Oregon Letterman's jacket.
We gotta bring those Letterman jackets back.
They are phenomenal, aren't they?
Pretty epic, yeah.
Which brings me to my continuing roast of Jordan Brenner.
Bring it on.
We were discussing how you think this is the best polo that you own. It's the white polo. For our radio audience, this is great content. It's the white polo with the green to yellow gradient duck head on it.
You know what I like about it? I like that it's simple, and there's not a lot going on. I think I'm a simple guy. I don't need a whole lot. I need, food, water, and I need the Ducks to beat the Beavers and the Huskies. That's all I need. I think this shirt really states that on my behalf.
Okay. You probably, I would venture to say that you're a top 3 golfer on the broadcast team.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, you are.
Yeah, thank you.
You're better than me and Jerry.
But when you say that, it's like, yeah, I'm okay. And then you walk around with Casey Martin for 15 minutes, and you're like, well,
yeah, but
I'm nothing compared to
of the head coaches in the athletic department, like, let's remove Casey Martin and Derek Radley from the conversation. Dane Altman's a darn good golfer.
I believe that.
I have yet to golf with Coach Lanning, and I have not actually seen one of his scores from one of the events. But I know that Coach Altman is a heck of a golfer. Mark Wasikowski, I'm told, used to be a great golfer. Now
I feel like Matt Ulmer's quite good at golf.
Matt Ulmer, he's got long fulcrum, long arms.
I feel like there's some similarities between volleyball and golf. You want to have those soft, pillowy hands. I think Matt Ulmer would be a good golfer.
Analysis right there.
Yeah.
Okay, but now you said this was the best polo.
Yeah.
The power ranking of your gear. Like, what gear is making the move? That's the key, right?
All the gear is making the move. Are you serious?
Okay, all the gear is
making the move.
You
don't get rid of duck gear.
Okay, all right.
I mean, the only duck gear you get – well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll get back to that. That's going to be number 1 on my list, what I'm thinking of. You know what's great? What am I giving, a top 3?
Sure. Yeah,
top 3
that seems appropriate.
So this is number 2.
And, I should tell everybody. So, Jordan and I, the baseball team is kind enough to give us some gear so that we match the team when we travel, and then I give the broadcast crew part of our budget from the radio network some stuff every year.
The number 3 spot, it's really close. You look at the Oregon Pegasus shoes this year.
Yeah, the greens.
Those are, I think that's going to be 4. Number 3, the Duck Baseball black hoodie.
Yeah.
From this year.
Great hoodie.
Cold weather, warm weather. I mean, matches anything.
Great hoodie. Stellar.
That's number 3.
Should have made you bring all these in. But you're packing right now. It would have been a challenge.
It really would have been a challenge. Okay, number 1 on my list.
You skipped 2.
No, this is number 2.
Oh, that's 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 1, and I don't even own one.
What?
I don't even own one.
That doesn't count.
I will be a future owner of this, though.
Oh, okay.
So I think it counts. A fresh from the surplus sale May version of an Oregon bucket hat for the practice field.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to get – see, at the end of the summer, probably drops to number 3 because you're wearing it during – well, at the end of the fall, you're wearing it for fall camp. It's all sweaty. Then you get the transition to the river hat, which you like to mention.
I mean, when it's real gross, you can't wear it at practice anymore.
It's not number 1 anymore.
Yeah.
But when it's fresh and crisp out of the surplus sale, number 1 on my list. Just a beautiful piece of equipment.
For old time's sake, can you send us to break?
Sure.
Okay, because I got to go get my bucket hat now. Be right back.
Jordan, can you stick around? Yes, I can. Let's get a break here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go out and make memories that make summer, summer. Like catching a road game in a RAV4. I got it!
Toyota, let's go places. Participating dealers only. Event ends May 31st. Dealer inventory may vary. At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go out and make memories that make summer, summer. Like catching a road game in a RAV4. I got it.
Toyota, let's go places. Participating dealers only. Event ends May 31st. Dealer inventory may vary.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Chris Jakimick, I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA, is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
We are back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. It's Jordan Brenner's last day, so we had to bust out some of the greatest memories. Jordan, this year, if you were at Autzen Stadium this year, okay, and you saw a well-dressed gentleman in a black attire holding the clock on the field. Best job ever. The countdown clock in between timeouts. That was Jordan Brenner.
It really is the best job in the world. Can I tell you why?
Sure.
There are only a few people that truly get to enjoy the experience of shout at Autzen Stadium more than the person holding the clock. It feels like you're flying when you're in the middle of the field holding the clock. And the job, in the job description, one of the first bullet points is you have to subtly twirl the clock so the entire stadium can see it. So you're like getting that full 360-degree view of shout being played. I mean, the officials, I put them up there. They're not really doing anything in a timeout waiting for play to start. Even as a player and a coach, you're kind of focused on what's coming next. So not a lot of people get to enjoy shout in the middle of Autzen Stadium at the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
That's the best job in the world.
Yeah, being on the sideline for shout at a night game. Like, I look up and it's like, whoa. Every
it's
time.
like shaking at the yeah.
So I had you send a break for old time's sake because I did go get my backup bucket hat.
There it is.
So just for you,
me,
it doesn't really fit on the headset, but I can wear the bucket hat just for you today. For 30 seconds.
It's the best piece of equipment in the athletic department.
It's really iconic.
Yeah.
Now it really has taken on a reputation. It's a little ridiculous.
I mean,
honest,
the bucket hat symbolizes football practice.
It does.
And, good energy with football practice.
Okay, I got to take it off because I'm going to move.
You didn't look great over the headset.
No, it doesn't look good over the headset at all. Okay, we're going to hear from Tanner Smith. We're going to hear from Gavin Grant. I imagine that Tanner Smith might be associated with your answer to this question. Some of the best calls, some of the best memories that you've had, especially with Duck baseball over the last couple years.
Yeah. Well, memories and calls, two different things, because I think the best moments, you kind of lose your mind the most. Doesn't necessarily
Kenny
equal
Wheaton's going to score.
Jerry nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Brennan Malone walk-off base hit last year. Gavin Grant hits a game-winning home run against Santa Barbara last season. Those are fun. had the opportunity to fill in on the sidelines a couple times this past year. And, Mace Funa.
Quack, quack!
Yeah, interception.
So good.
Takes it back for a touchdown.
You talk about a great call. That was a great call. If y'all need to remind yourselves of the Spanish broadcast call of Mace Funa's pick
it's hard
six.
to beat a Jerry call
but it
for
was so good.
It was good.
You know who said that? You know who brought it up to me first? Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry on the bus was like, "Did you guys see this? This is awesome."
It was epic.
Yeah, so good. That was great. You were there for that.
I was there for that.
You were part of a 29-point fourth quarter.
Jerry makes the call. Jorgie's thoughts back to Jerry. Meanwhile, I'm like losing my mind on the sideline, just like sprinting up and down the sideline. And Jerry all of a sudden's like, let's go to Jordan Brenner for his thoughts. And I'm like, I have no thoughts. My mind just went blank. This was the most awesome moment ever. Just a surreal experience that day in Pullman.
So in that moment, a little inside the broadcast booth for you all, Terry didn't make that trip, and so I was running the board and spotting for Jerry up in the booth, and so Jordan was on the sideline, and I almost didn't mic you up in time because Jerry did it so fast, and I was like, what are we doing? And I'm like reaching for the board to make sure that your microphone was turned on. We almost had an unintentional moment of what I forced on him to start this segment, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I was on the sideline for 2 games, the beatdown of BYU at Autzen, the comeback at Washington State. I am proud to say that I'm retiring with a 2-0 record on the sideline for Oregon football.
That's pretty good. I do not have a 2-0 record.
You still got a pretty good record.
I think first year, I was undefeated till the national championship. So that was a pretty good year.
That's, Yeah, came out hot.
Yeah, my moment in that season on the sideline is if you look very closely at the video of Tony Washington recovering the fumble and running it in, you're going to see a guy with really large headphones on in the very bottom of your screen running with him. Me. That's me. Because I didn't – so the reason for that, I did not know for sure who picked the ball up, and so I was running to see who it was while Jerry was making the call so that I could tell Jerry – this is who it was. This is who it was. Like, that's what happens. As you know now, that's what happens on the sidelines.
Just chaos and, so fun.
Yeah. What else? Anything else?
Well, I mean, this before I was with the Oregon Sports Network, but just reflecting on my time in Oregon, being on the call for the 2020 Rose Bowl and reacting to that third Justin Herbert touchdown run in Pasadena.
Why didn't you bring your call in for us today?
I should have. Sorry about that. That's great.
You
Tara
still got
McGowan,
23 minutes.
I could just rattle these off forever, honestly. You know what was a great moment? When Sabrina beat Team USA at Matthew Knight Arena. What?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Yeah. Team USA. Yeah.
That was great.
That was good.
Tara McGowan walk-off home run against Arizona. Awesome. Man, a lot of them.
So let's see. So let's put the broadcast career in full picture for everybody. You've worked with me calling baseball the last few years. You filled in on some football. You've done a lot of Duck Insider. Before that, though, for KWVA, you did football. You did softball. You were around with volleyball, with soccer, with lacrosse. What else? Did I miss anything? Quack smack.
Yeah, I mean, kind of been a part of a lot of great programs, a lot of great wins. The one thing about the Oregon Athletic Department, it's just in every facet, like everybody and what their role is, everybody's busy and whatever, but everybody's the best at what they do. And, you can learn a lot from a lot of people here. And that's the support staff, that's the athletes, it's the coaches. I mean, this is a place of greatness, and the fact that I was able to be a part of that for just a little while, I'll never forget it. Really cool.
We're glad to have had you.
Thank you.
Where are you going? Fans have been asking me.
Yeah, so moving down to Los Angeles, cool opportunity to be around a lot of family and friends. The opportunity to still be on the West Coast, to get up to Autzen Stadium a few times a year. Hard to turn that up, but
I think I can help you with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I'm going to be working for a company called Wasserman, which is a sports talent and marketing agency I'll be working on NFL stuff, which frees up Saturdays to go wall-to-wall Ducks.
Hey.
So, yeah, that's the next step.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to seeing where your career blossoms and grows into. And when you make 5 times the amount of money that we all do combined, please remember us.
Well, I don't know about that, but definitely have a soft spot for Oregon in my heart always. And, yeah, this is a period of my life that I'll never forget.
Once a Duck, always a Duck, and especially because you're a graduate.
Yeah.
Which means you have to come back for the reunions.
Yep.
You got to come back for homecoming every year. I mean, it's just what has to happen.
Honestly, can I be honest with you real quick?
I hope that you've always been honest with me,
No,
but yes.
I'm going to be particularly honest now. I'm not – it hasn't quite hit me yet, and I think there's a real advantage to leaving this job, and it's that I'm going to be able to listen. Like, I'm not going to miss you because what do? Like 200 broadcasts a year?
380.
Yeah, you do like 380 broadcasts a year. So you're going to still be in my life. You may miss me, but I'm going to be listening to you, Jerry, Jorgie, Terry, and others all the frickin' time.
That's hitting me now. Okay. Remember to text us. You know, so that we know that we're not just talking to the void.
And
That's
whenever
good.
you're in Los Angeles, I'm going to be there. No
Great.
doubt about it.
Appreciate that. Terry Johns, all the best. Mike Jorgensen also. Saw him on Wednesday. He said all the best, and he really appreciates your feelings about Oregon's rival schools.
Just that's so great. I mean, I learned a lot from those guys, and I'm glad that I could contribute some hatred of the Duck rivals, which I think was a nice garnish to a great dish that you guys already had going.
Yeah, always sitting in the old Matt Court chair. It would be like, all right, we're picking the Washington game, and Jordan would be like, these guys just, I don't,
Washington or Grambling State, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's why I had such a bad record. I just always picked against Washington. They won a
and
lot.
you know what Jorgie has famously said about the Beavs? He'll never pick them again. And you know what he keeps doing?
He keeps picking them. Yeah.
How's that working out for you, Jorg?
He's due for a big year on the picks.
Didn't he win last year?
I think the gambling odds go.
Did Jerry win? I can't
Jerry
remember.
won. Jorgie 2.
Where am I? What are you
You're
talking
third.
about?
Nah.
I've won more than
you
anyone else.
You haven't seen enough football to be a favorite.
I've won more than anybody else in this thing. Let's see.
I'll never pick him again. I'll never pick him
there
again.
it
I'll
is.
never
Thank you,
I
pick him again.
love how we just have that ready
Jorgie,
to go in May.
Jorgie won last year. He's not due for anything. Jorgie won picks
He's
last
the
year.
expert, though.
He is the expert.
Yeah, he should be the favorite.
Let's call a spade a spade. Jorgie knows more about football than all of us will ever know.
True.
Yeah. All right, well, he's sticking around, Jordan is, because we're going to get his thoughts on Oregon-Washington. And I've got a few more things in store for him that he doesn't know about. Going to hear from Tanner Smith and Gavin Grant as well. Big weekend for Duck baseball. Coming back talking about that on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, OnPoint proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. OnPoint Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time for today's STEM tip. Okay, you know recycling is important. No one wants plastic in the ocean. Here's a cool way to repurpose a plastic bottle. Build an awesome terrarium. Cut a large plastic bottle in half and fill the base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at She Can STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We're back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Final Duck Insider for one Jordan Brenner, heading off in his career. And I have a serious question because I've been thinking about this for a while. I want you to cut, Scott, if you could, before we hear from Tanner Smith. Those of you that are watching the show, could you show us a close-up of Jordan just real quick? Maybe even zoom in a little bit.
Do we have to?
If you could.
Even though I'm leaving the team, I still have a face for radio.
I'm particularly interested in the hair, okay?
Oh, it's not great.
So look at the hair today, all right? So just address camera, please, Jordan. Look at the camera. Thank you. Okay. Now, Scott, if you could just do me a favor, could you just cut straight to Tanner Smith's interview? We're going to listen to Tanner, but I want everybody watching, who wears it better, Jordan Brenner or is it this guy, the career record holder in hits, Tanner Smith?
Feel like time's kind of flown pretty quickly.
Definitely. Feels like first game here against St. Mary's was yesterday. Spent some time at the field last night, just kind of sitting at the in the dugout, just kind of trying to take as much as I could in and just really reflect on how grateful I am playing here and being at PK every day.
It's been one of those seasons where you've been talked about this is your last year so much. Did it kind of sneak up on you this last series, or what's the feeling been like approaching that this could potentially be your final games at PK?
It definitely goes by pretty quick. Coming into this year, I knew, guys that have been through it, like Gabe Matthews tells you that, this fifth year flies by unlike any other, and it certainly has. And it's definitely probably been the most enjoyable year too.
Well, so you guys as a team, great to be around even after like a tough week. Just what are the vibes in the clubhouse been like after this 1-3 week against Oregon State USC?
Obviously, you can't imagine vibes being so great after a week like we had. But I think what's most important is really the perspective within the team and within the locker room, kind of really just understanding the situation that we're at, and that thankfully we have the opportunity to write our own script with this and how we want it to end. Especially with the experience and maturity we have back and currently playing right now, we definitely realize that this is, an opportunity we can take advantage of.
What have you seen have you guys dove into Washington yet? Just what have you seen from their pitchers and what they have?
Not a whole lot yet. I'm assuming that'll probably be today or tomorrow. From what, is around the clubhouse, we know that they're a good team. We know that, like any other team, they've had good weekends and bad weekends. But it definitely, I think, is going to be probably one of the more competitive weekends of the year for sure.
After taking a tough loss on the road, does it feel kind of refreshing to come back home, just kind of reset the button?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely feels good being back here, being out on PK again, practicing, and kind of get back into that home routine. And certainly can't complain with the weather we're having right now, that's for sure.
This is a pretty special senior class that's going away this weekend, yourself included. Guys like Callie, even someone like Malaris, who's had a great year but has only been here for a year. Just yourself included, just what has this class kind of meant to the overall shape of Oregon baseball?
Yeah, I mean, that's a real good question. There's definitely just, so much personality and so much, different identities within this older group. To really kind of just see, a group of seniors and a group of upperclassmen come together and buy in to one goal with how different everyone's backgrounds are. And it's, it's just a really special group. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Yeah, senior weekend for the baseball team and for Jordan Brenner. I'm just telling you. I mean, the hair similarities, I've picked up on it over the course of the year, and I think that there's some comps, but I like, Tanner's is better.
Yeah, it's like comparing. I don't know. It's like
you're digging yourself a hole here.
No,
Just get out now. Get out now.
It's like comparing Devin Booker to Kobe Bryant. Is it really a comparison? Tanner obviously.
Gosh,
wears it better than me.
Devin Booker, what an insult.
Ouch. He lost by 40 yesterday.
Yeah, true. Which, by the way, tonight, Warriors-Lakers, same start time as Oregon baseball. The two of us are going to be throwing punches at each other during the breaks. So
yeah,
we'll see how
that
goes.
That's going to be – I haven't even thought about that. I'm going to have to – if we weren't on a broadcast, our friendship would be suspended for
That's right.
that 3-hour period.
I want you to know that just for you, I brought another screen so that we could watch tonight.
Oh. Look at you looking out for me.
I try, buddy.
I appreciate that.
All right, one more break. When we come back, the final roast of Jordan Brenner, as told by Gavin Grant on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, OnPoint proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. OnPoint Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Here's a fun fact for you. The average chameleon can point their eyes in 2 different directions. On the other hand, the average human can't. So unless you're a chameleon, there's absolutely no way you can focus on texting and driving at the same time. So don't do it, unless you're a chameleon.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Back at Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Senior Day on Sunday. Gavin Grant, one of the guys who will be graduating, and I thought, appropriate to listen in to a veteran. Gavin Grant talking about the matchup with the Huskies this weekend, coming off what was a difficult weekend for the Ducks. Here's Gavin Grant.
This past week, you guys got another chance here against Washington. Just what were you as an elder statesman of the group trying to say to everybody, got to keep them in line and go forward with the last 6 games that you have left?
Yeah, I mean, this weekend was obviously tough, and it's kind of just baseball. You're going to lose some series, especially on the road. It's tough to win on the road. So all we got to do is take a look back at what went wrong and fix that during practice. And, we have 2 more practices until big series against UW. They're all big, but it's a good one to get the momentum back going.
There's a senior weekend coming up. Special senior group that's leaving, including Tana back here. What overall has this senior group meant to you, meant to what the school, what the baseball program in general is, and just how they move forward with it?
Yeah, I think big thing is just realizing what we had. I mean, for me personally, it's a lot of my best friends and going to be my groomsmen. Tanner's going to be a groomsman at my wedding. Drew Kiley's going to be a groomsman at my wedding. Like, all those guys are going to be in my wedding, and realizing that this is a special culture that we have. And we're just trying to pass that on to the younger guys of, hey, don't take advantage of the 4, maybe 5 years you got here. So just live every moment like it's your last.
What do you guys want to look to improve upon going in this Washington game? You know, kind of offense kind of fell off against USC, and then not so much against Oregon State. But you're trying to get back on track. You still have the potential chance to host a regional here. Just where do you guys look to improve upon from now?
I think the big thing is just getting back to where we were. I think we got away from our mentality a little bit, and I'll take ownership of that. The leadership side wasn't there. So I'm going to get back to getting off my own results of playing and getting back to team first and making sure everyone's in the right headspace and know that everything's going to be okay and we're going to get everything done.
How do you go about doing that, getting back to the leadership side of the ball instead of caring about your own results?
I think it's a big trust thing, connecting on a personal level first with the guys, whether it's the younger guys or the older guys. I hope I've gained enough trust with the guys to know that if I talk to them one-on-one or in a group that they'll listen to what I say and respect it. So I think just taking them off to the side and telling them, hey, I think we need to get back to this, then hopefully they respect that.
What do you expect the feeling like on Sunday to be when you're honored and it's potentially your last regular season game at PK Park?
It's going to be emotional, but I think the big thing that I've seen that works with any senior day, whether I've been on the road watching other seniors play or doing it at home, is celebrating that for the time. And then as soon as game time rolls around, it's got to be all about the game and winning.
Good stuff from Gavin Grant. That's a leader there, talking about a rough weekend for the Ducks. They're still maybe going to be a pitcher short this weekend against the Dogs. Going to be a big-time weekend at PK Park. Well, it's the final baseball broadcast for Jordan Brenner tonight. Thanks for spending Duck Insider with us, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
So my last question for you, all right, and we're coming up on the fight song music. My last question for you is this. How will you sign off the broadcast tonight?
I find that when I premeditate things, it doesn't work. So I think I'm just going to speak from the heart. If it's a loss against Washington, quick.
Yeah.
I'm not going to it's not going to be like sappy or emotional. I'm going to be ready for bed.
Okay.
If it's a Duck win, yeah, there will be a lot of people who'll think.
All right. Okay. That was a pretty good answer to that question.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was pretty good. All right. This has been part 1 of the farewell for Jordan Brenner here on Duck Insider. Part 2, our play-by-play broadcast tonight, 6:45 pregame show, Ducks, Dogs at PK Park. I'm actually on my way to talk to Mark Wazakowski right now. See you at PK Park, everybody.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.